This is my friend's dad, Prabal. He is an example of someone who is living his passion and making a great living of photography and advertising for some major companies. So let's find out more about his life story and what made him as successful as he is right now.
On the sea, this was taken.
Wow. Whoa. Wow, it's still coming out. Wow. Such
So
a
that is
beautiful
Kailasgiri on the top.
coastline.
Can you see Kailasgiri?
Yeah. How feet is this picture? How many feet is this?
30 feet.
30 feet long picture. Wow, incredible view. Asalu, how did you even manage taking it?
Even I'm surprised. I went 4 or 5 times. I went about 3-4 years before I could manage to take it.
Oh
I
wow.
used to go out on a ship, on a boat. So you see how it is. The boat is going like this and like this,
Yeah.
and it is going up and down as
Yep.
well. And you're taking it with the long camera, which is very heavy. So you have to catch only with one hand. You have to take, and make sure that everything is complete within 2 minutes, because the sky is changing color every millisecond. Otherwise, you'll get stripes, right? So, and every shot has to be focused. If you miss one shot, you're finished. Okay.
Yeah. So it took you 4 years to
I think
take this picture.
Every year I used to go try and then go back.
Okay. Wow. See, that's how masterpiece is created. Share with us what got you to do things that you love.
Right. I think all of us, when we study in school, we enjoy that part of our life, because we are drawing, we are painting, we are doing, going out for holidays, traveling quite a bit in the school bus, meeting people of different communities, and that makes us, very happy with life. And then we come across to the mundane parts in our life, and we start, we have to work for ourselves, and we find jobs which don't really suit us. Especially from our parents, there's a lot of pressure to move to stereotypes. Either you become a doctor or you become an engineer. That's it in India. I don't know about other countries. But I suppose the people resort to stereotypes. So to avoid this, you must find out something which makes you tick. And what makes you tick? Something which you enjoy doing. So I used to, when my maths teacher used to ask me questions, I used to be doodling on a book. So sometimes he used to ask me, man, what are you doing? You're doing drawing. This is a maths class, man. Concentrate, focus. So I used to think, okay. So this doodling, I kept on doodling, and I used to write poems, satire, fun poems, which I used to give to people on their birthdays. So I started making logos when I was 15 years old. So this is how I earned my pocket money at the age of 15. A lot of these girls from the science colleges used to come, and they used to ask me, can you write anatomy in a different way? Physiology, hygiene, histology, all these things. So every time I used to come down and start drawing, and that time we didn't have the advantage of computers. So I used to write everything, use a scale, draw by hand, and then paint it with watercolors. And I used to charge 1 rupee for each. You can imagine what that is. So I used to make 10 rupees, and I was self-sufficient. And that's the beauty of it. At that age, at 15, I thought, yes, the world is my oyster, because I could do anything I wanted. And then subsequently, I lost a year in school because I was 1 year underage. So my father insisted I go back and I learn painting, sculpture, all these other things. So I fell in love with painting and this thing. And then at 17, I was offered a scholarship in fine arts. And my father thought that I should adopt the more comfortable position of going out to sea and earning a living first, and then coming back to
Arts.
doing something that you love doing. He agreed with me, and I felt my father took a wonderful decision. Because I had the best of both worlds. So I went out to sea, I saw a lot of countries. And I would like to think that these countries changed my life, because I was going from South America. I have toured around the entire South America. I have gone up the Amazon 1,000 miles. I have gone through the Tierra del Fuego into the Straits of Magellan 7 times. And you see all these snow-clad mountains and all these albatrosses, hovering overhead.
bring the camera
and
closer.
it gives you a
Get
different
the voice.
and it gives you a different thing, connotation of things. That there's so much to life than just the mundane 9 to 5 jobs. So my ship used to go from South America to North America to Europe, and then we used to keep coming back. I saw a lot of the Orient. I missed out on Africa altogether, which was a terrible thing because I always wanted to go and see the Kenya and Tanzania with their wildlife. And
So have you done that?
I haven't done that.
Maybe we should do that.
That is on my bucket list. Yes. So I sailed at sea, and then you want to ask me something about it, or did you?
No, I'm loving your story.
Okay.
Just, yeah.
So I was sailing at sea, and then one day I was going on the deck with my captain of the ship. So I told him, Manoj, I feel I'm stagnating. So he said, I was wondering when you're going to ask me that, man. Quit. I said, what do you mean quit? I said, quit. That's it. There comes a time when you must quit. And so I called up my dad and I said, my friend thinks that I should quit. He said, how much have you got in the bank? I said, I've got 20 lakhs. He said, 20 lakhs, that's a good figure. I think it's time you quit.
How old were you then?
I was 37.
37.
Wow.
Yeah. So I rang up my office and I told them that I'm done. Done and dusted. So my company said, no, we want you in the office. You're good at training people. We want you in the office. And can you take up a superintendent's job in Mumbai? I thought about it and it wasn't my cup of tea, traveling 2 hours every day to the office and then coming back. That meant 4 hours of my time in a day. And I was just thinking it's not worth it. And a superintendent's job is not an easy one. I thought I wasn't cut out for it. So I said, okay. And I told my company, no, I wasn't having any of it. And they said, no, we are thinking of a college in Pune. That's a maritime college. And this is going to be in collaboration with BITS Pilani, which don't have a marine engineering college so far. It would be a wonderful thing. And it would give you a sense of fulfillment in bringing up young children. I thought that sounded good. So I came to Pune. And then subsequently I started building up. I was a project manager of BITS Pilani's first maritime college. It was called the Tolani Maritime Institute. So I began with that college. My brief was to induct 120 students. And I brought in 118. Within a very short span of time, we just had 2 months in which to get them in. So I personally took all their interviews. And then I suggested to my executive director and the owner that we take girls inside. The idea was abhorrent to them. They said, no, how can you take girls in shipping? Just imagine if she's alone and she gets assaulted, And can she take this isolation well? It will be a mental thing, Just imagine sailing at sea for 8 months, 10 months, and can she take it? I said, well, people are taking it, and you find so many Russians, so many Israelis, so many other nationalities, the Dutch, they live in ships. Why should we start? So they weren't up for it, but they said, okay, see if you can find. And I got 2 girls. I'm very happy to say both the girls have done extremely well in life. And they're up, they've sailed as chief engineers, they've come up in life and they're doing extremely well.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you took a step which is outside of the box, and
Right.
which are not which are not following the
Which
society
is off the
norms.
beaten track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Off the beaten track, and
Right.
then they ended up being very successful in whatever they did.
Right. And then I thought that is this what I want to do in life? They told me that my teaching would start in the 3rd year. And then I thought I still have 2 more years to go. And I thought that, no, this is not what I wanted to do in life. Why don't I go back to Vizag where I come from? I came back to Vizag, and then my wife suggested that I start an advertising agency because I used to write poems, I could do logos, I was good with words. And she said that maybe there's a future for you there. Right? Wives can't go wrong. So I said, okay. And if anything else, she can't blame me if I don't succeed because that was her idea. I said, okay, let's go for it. So I started in this place. There was nothing, there were no interiors. I started with one table and a computer, and that's it. So I used to go around every time to various clients and show them my work. Some of them used to tell, this is no good. Some of them used to tell, wow, wonderful work. But we have an ad agency, what do I tell him? I'm bound by loyalty, please forgive me, but I can't change my ad agency. So for 2 years it went on like this. I was not even breaking even. And I was wondering, why had life brought me to this crossroads? I thought, well, let me hold on. There are 4 lines by Swami Vivekananda,
Mm-hmm.
So he says, when the sun by the shade is hidden a bit and the welkin shows but gloom, then hold on yet a while, brave heart, the big day is sure to come. No winter was, but summer came behind. Each hollow crests a wave. They push each other in light and shade. Be steady then and brave. So I like these words very much, and I thought, okay, let's hold on.
And that's a great advice for anyone who's starting out something new and are scared about uncertainty in the future. Hold on is
Right.
the message that Prabal gives. So what did that do to you?
Yeah, so it asked me to hold on, so I kept on. And then I decided to try various things. So I thought I was only showing posters. I went on to make New Year cards, visiting cards, then birthday cards, and this found me a niche. I thought then the Taj Hotel called me up. That was a big day for me. The Taj Hotel calling me up and they said, "We heard you're a designer. Can you design something for a pool table?" I said, "Pool table, okay." So I came up with this idea, a poster, and there are a lot of balls on the table, and I said, "It's a Taj presentation and it's all balls." When you're a child, you say, we used to have this colloquial way of talking, and if you say, "Hey, how's the thing?" "Hey, it's all balls, man." So I took it to the general manager, I showed this poster, and she said, "Hey, this is extremely funny, I can't put it, but from today you are my ad agency." So I got it. I kept on doing a few ads for her for some time. Soon after that, 3 months after that, I got a call from the competitor, the Welcome Group, Grand Bay. They said, "Can you come and do a design for us?" I said, "Okay." I said, so she said, the lady said that, "Can you design a poster which suits a hotel?" I said, "Okay." So I went back, I thought about it, and I came up with this idea. A girl in a negligee waking up to satin sheets, and then I came up with this punchline, "Oops, ma'am, your sleep is showing."
Your sleep is what?
Your sleep is showing.
Showing.
Instead of your sleep is showing. "Oops, ma'am, your sleep is showing." So they liked that very much. And they said, okay. So I got started. At one time I was doing for a lot of hotels. And then one day I purposely started clamping down, and I thought I must improve my jurisdiction over other things as well. So I moved out from hotels and I entered into schools. So I did a lot of work for schools and other things as well.
So, but before you went to that point, you had your niche initially. Like you were trying to figure out, where do I go? From that uncertainty, you stuck
Right.
by being bold, and then you had carved out a small niche,
Yeah.
and it took only that one phone call from Dolphin Hotel.
From Taj Hotel.
From Taj Hotel,
Yes.
asking you for some
For
Design.
For a poster design.
for poster design,
Right.
and then so it only takes one
Right.
such phone call
Absolutely.
to change your life, and then since then opportunities kept coming by,
Right.
and you from that point onwards you figured out what you want to do with it.
Right.
And
Right.
they don't dictate it anymore.
No. And then, 10 years from then, the market started growing and people started competing with me. Then I thought I must do something else. So the municipal corporation came up and asked me to do a book on waste management. So I told them, these photographs look terrible. Man, what are these photographs? They said, "This is on garbage. What else do you expect?" I said, "Well, you can take even garbage a little better." I said, "Can you take? We'll pay you for it." I said, "Okay." So I called up, at that time digital cameras were just entering the world. I got a 3.1 megapixel camera and I started taking photos with that. I was paid 300 rupees. So then, one day, it just occurred to me that one of the best views that I had in life was when I was entering New York and I saw the Manhattan skyline. And I thought, one day I'll go back to Vizag and I'll take my city as a Manhattan skyline. So you saw that photograph outside?
Yeah.
So that was that in effect was what I started doing. I started going out in a boat and I started, taking sectional shots and trying to join them up together. Well, it is easier said than done. At that time, it wasn't so easy. Software was not so developed. So there was no stitching software as such. So I had to put everything in Photoshop and then do it. So one by one I started doing, and one day I had an 8-feet picture of Shakabad. So I was showing it to people who were coming to my office. A lot of people liked it, but no one was willing to take it. I was asking them to pay 2,000 rupees for each. So they were not budging, they were saying 2,000 rupees. Okay. Then one of my friends suggested, he said, why don't you show it to the municipal commissioner? I said, okay, why not? So I went to the municipal commissioner's office and I said, would you like to have this in your room? He said, this is just what I was looking for. Man, this is great. What are the damages? So in my excitement, instead of saying 2,000, I said 20,000. He said 20,000, okay, that's fine. Can you believe it? This is exactly what happened. I was caught up in excitement and, I was very tense. And instead of saying 2,000, I said 20,000. I said, yeah, sounds good. Do you have anything else? I said, yes, I have one from Kailasgiri. He said, show it to me. I said, yeah, this sounds good. Put up these 2 photographs in my room.
Wow.
So I put them up. I was so excited. I thought, man, these people have actually taken it. So I went down to the electricity board and asked for the managing director of electricity board, would he like to see some pictures? I said, sure, why not? He said, yeah, both these pictures. How much? I said, 20,000, 20,000. He said, done. Can you believe one day I had made 80,000 bucks and I was just making 10,000 all throughout. And then suddenly this excitement was very palpable and I got caught up in this. And from then on, there was no stopping.
That's crazy.
That's nice.
The same photograph, even before you started making 10,000 rupees, you said in the first 2 years you're being rejected. Right? And it's the same work, but some people are liking it, and some people are disliking it.
Right.
And it's the same thing happened again. Like, it's the same photograph. People are not willing to pay you 2,000 rupees, and this gentleman offered you 20,000 rupees, and he didn't even negotiate on that.
Right.
He just paid the price up front, and you started making money. From there on, it's always an upward hill, upward journey for you.
More important than the money was, any photographer or any creative person needs a patron. If you don't get a patron, there are better photographers than me in Vizag. But I found a patron who believed in me. It's very important that people believe in you. So that enabled me to progress further, buy better equipment, think, and I had time. Because if someone likes your work, then you feel that you can give more time to that.
Absolutely. It's a great lesson, because many entrepreneurs, they get stuck because someone rejected. But they're just talking to the wrong people.
Absolutely.
They just need, from your story, this lesson seems to be that you have to find the right people to sell your products to.
Absolutely.
And it has nothing to do with, if someone rejects, it has nothing to do with the quality of your work. You're doing the best you can. You know your quality.
Right.
You just need to find the right people, and that's exactly what you did.
That's right.
So, what is your suggestion in finding those right people who are willing to...
You should be very lucky. You should be very lucky. Someone out of the blue will call you up and say, man, do you have this? And if you have it, that's it. Or you should work towards it. You'd say, yes, I can give you something which is close to that.
Absolutely.
So life turns on those funny things, funny moments in life, and they can be game-changing.
Absolutely, and one of the things we talk about is you put the intentions out there. This is what you can offer, and you do the best you can. And there will be someone who will be attracted to you, and that it will show up in life.
You should think out of the box.
Thinking out of the box. Step out of the box and try something new, and you will attract the right people in your life.
It must be something where innovation is there. If you want the same things to succeed, it won't succeed.
And one of the things I see in you is your enthusiasm about what you do for work. You love every piece of it, and when you're showing that enthusiasm, there will be people who will at some point recognize the importance of what you do.
I wish my wife will recognize that one day. I'm an eternal optimist, and I hope my wife can recognize that.
You must have done that.
I'm still working at it. One day I'm sure I'll succeed. Make her very happy.
It's great. And so many people, don't find out what they want in their entire life,
That's
right?
a
And
very-
you're a person who not only found it out, but you're living your life right now. And you know, tell me about regrets and that you were sharing with me earlier.
See, a lot of my friends and well-wishers, patrons, all of them, when I keep talking to them, they keep saying that we are going to celebrate next year, we are going to enjoy this thing next year, we are going to do this next year. I tell them, why don't you do it now? And they say, we don't have the time now. And they keep on doing the same mundane things in life, which don't bring them any happiness. More importantly, there's no fulfillment. You don't need money to lead a good life. You need passion.
Absolutely.
If you have passion in yourself. And that is what keeps you going, right? That's what makes you tick. If you don't have passion, then everything is a waste.
Yeah.
You can be a millionaire several times over, and if that doesn't make you, what is it that's going to make you happy?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's going to make your day turn around. I tell my staff, if in the morning you get up and you don't feel like coming to the office, it means you're finished. You must feel the itch to come to the office the moment you're ready. I have to go and start something new. If you don't get that itch.
And that's a great way to indication to understand what you want and what you don't want. If you're feeling that sense that I don't want to go to work, maybe you're getting stagnated at work, and that's exactly what you felt like
Yeah.
when you were working as an engineer and you
Right.
said something needs to be changed,
Yeah.
and you took the bold step
Right.
to start your own business.
Right, right.
And those are all signs.
Absolutely.
And you keep understanding, discovering yourself,
True.
what you want, and you keep trying new things until you find something that you can bring your full passion towards.
Absolutely. I find my friends who have stayed on in shipping, they earn 10 lakhs a month. That's
crazy.
That's about 10 times what I earn.
Mhm.
So they are making that much money that they're earning. They work at sea for about 10 months, 4 months on, 2 months off, 4 months on, 2 months. And every time they come, they have bought a lot of houses. So that they go there to see whether the house is still standing. And the first thing is, the person who is staying there, he says, man, what are you doing? Look at this commode, it's leaking. Can you get this repaired? This electricity plug is not working. Please get it repaired, man, before I give you the money. But these guys, after 1 month, they say, oh my God, life at sea was much better. Let me go back. And they tell me that I am enjoying a better quality of life than they are enjoying at the moment.
Absolutely.
Money doesn't make a difference. Really.
Yeah, after you get money, what happens? It's enjoy. You might be joyful, but you can bring that joyful to the moment that you're living.
Money is
right
useful.
now.
Money is useful. I would say money is useful.
Mhm.
Let's make no bones about it. Having some money is useful. But beyond that, it's a problem.
Absolutely. And I heard one speaker say that, and this is a statistics from America, on an average an average person in America needs about $100,000 to live, or $50,000 to live a basic life, and $100,000 to live a comfortable life. But anything beyond that doesn't bring you extra happiness. It's just
I fully agree.
boosting your ego to make you feel look better. And I mean, sometimes to a certain extent it's okay. I'm not denying that. But beyond that money, you don't need a lot of money to live a happy life. And the one you said about travels, right? I mean, many people think you have to have a lot of money in order to travel. But you just need a backpack to travel.
Absolutely, yeah. Nowadays, with the avalanche of social media,
Yeah.
you can find out places where you can stay on at 1/10 the cost.
Yeah, absolutely.
In fact, homestays, I prefer homestays comparable to holidays in 5-star hotels, because you meet people who are going to tell you about their quality of life in that place.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You're getting the truth straight from the horse's mouth.
Absolutely. Otherwise, you're being a loner and
Yeah.
living in a 5-star hotel
Oh, yeah.
by yourself.
Absolutely. Right.
Prabal.
Yes.
So I have a question, because I see a lot of young people when they make a decision, when they have to make a decision whether to quit the job to pursue what they love doing. One thing they have concern is about, should I have, how much money I need to have in bank? And you mentioned that when you were 17 years old, you actually have 2 scholarships. One is engineering and one is art. And your father gave you a piece of advice and you followed. And after how many years?
This is 15 years after that.
15 years after that.
This is 4 years of apprenticeship and 15 years of sailing. So this is about 20 years after that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And 20 years after that,
Right.
you're coming back to art, and then your father asked you the same question: how much money do you have
Yes,
in
he
bank?
said, do you have enough? And I said, no, I asked my dad, do you think I have enough? He said, how much do you have? And I quoted what I had in the bank. He said, that looks enough. You don't need much to lead a good life. So what my father said was, security leads to mediocrity. He says, people when they're growing up in life, they should never be secure. You should be energetic and thinking that I have to work, others I have to take money home, I have to work for my living. So I thought that was it. And if you're a creative person, there must be people who are willing to buy your work and purchase your work, because that's a validation of your skill. If you give away your work for free and people take it only for free, it is not a validation of your creative skill. That's a validation that people buy your work.
So what would you suggest, or what's your opinion about those young people when they wanted to make a decision to pursue what they want, but also have that insecurity, what's
Yes.
going to
Tell
be
him
like?
how much you have in your bank account.
Right. In my time, when we were growing up, we were very insecure. But nowadays I see a lot of people, including my own children. My 2 daughters are not insecure at all. They tell me, Papa, we don't want your money. You and Mama enjoy it as much as possible. Go out, see the world. You have given us a good education and that's enough. They have this conviction in their minds that what they will learn in future will be enough. They don't need their parents' money. In Asian countries, we unfortunately have this feeling of insecurity all the time. We think we should always keep saving. We should always keep saving. We don't have this thing of enjoying our lives. I don't know in China, but in India we have this thing that we should keep on having something. What happens if something goes wrong?
Same in China too.
Because Asians have this
Absolutely.
this thing of hard work. It keeps driving them. You must work hard. You must work hard. They don't believe that you can actually enjoy yourself and make a living out of it.
And where do you think that comes from, Prabal?
About
The insecurity that we experience in India, where do you think that comes from?
well, that comes from our parents and our grandparents, because they didn't have a good quality of life. They had to keep working hard at every stage. You don't have social security, you don't have health. If you have ill health, then who's going to look after you? But in our parents' time, we looked after our parents. Now we are only looking forward to old age homes. I don't know in China, but in India, all of us, we know that our children are not going to stay with us. So we have to get tuned to the idea that we will eventually make our way to old age homes. So that's the only insecurity that we are facing in life. But children don't have to face that. They can be very brave and say, let's do it.
But I think reflecting about your story, there were a period of 2 years when nobody actually appreciates about your life and your ends didn't meet.
Right.
But I can imagine have a sufficient fund there.
Yeah.
It helps you to keep going, right?
Absolutely. You have to have you have to have an extremely strong mind and willpower to hold on. And you have to have the strength of conviction that yes, my work is good, it will sell, and one day I will make up. One day people will learn to appreciate what I'm doing. And if you don't sell yourself that way, then you're never going to succeed. You have to believe in yourself.
I think that's a very good point for anybody who is thinking about being an entrepreneur to carry out their passion project, is to first believe in the value that you create. And also what I see is you don't need to map out everything before you take that step. Because
Absolutely, that's a wonderful way of putting it.
as you pursue your talents and your passion, and doors starting to open up, from one door leading to another one. Even you didn't know, like 2
Right,
years
absolutely.
back. And then it's also evolving around the
That's
time
right.
and the need and society and what's going on. And you keep learning and keep opening up, and opportunity shows up and you're ready for
That's
that.
right. I like that word opportunity. Opportunity keeps showing up everywhere. but very few people recognize opportunity as an opportunity. It's an opportunity. Opportunity is an opportunity. You have to go up.
Oh. Opportunity is opportunity.
He's a poet too.
Yeah, the
Right?
words.
Awesome.
Oh.
Do you want to conclude? Conclude.
Conclude?
Yeah.
Prabal.
Prabal. Right.
Prabal.
Sorry, my wife has trouble pronouncing
You
English
call me
words.
Prabal, not trouble.
Right.
Yeah, it's my pleasure talking to you today. When I came in, I instantly pick up the energy from you. You have this very vibrant energy, like living your passion and willing to share and so proud of your work. I think like you will inspire so many young generation and the people to pursue and